Drasar. I'm one of the haematology consultants at the Whittington and UCLH. And just to talk about myself, why I went into, what got me into red cell haematology in the first place. So when I was a junior trainee, I first met people with sickle cell anemia, and I found it very interesting how different everyone's experience of sickle cell was, despite the fact they had the same change in the gene. So I did my registrar training at King's College Hospital, and I was fortunate enough to do a PhD in the genetics of red cell disorders with Professor Swile Thane, who people may have known from her work at Oxford, at King's, and who's now currently at the National Institute of Health in the USA. And she was very inspirational to me and basically infused me with a love of red cell disorders. And during that time was when I first met some of my first thalassemia patients who having their transfusions on the day unit. And I found that their stoicness in the face of having to come to the day unit every 3 to 4 weeks for their transfusions, talking about the complications that had happened, but also them speaking positively about how glad they were to be alive, whereas many of their friends who along the way had unfortunately passed away. And I think this is an example of how, as a doctor, you can make a big difference to how patients are and their quality of life. Spending that time, the previous consultants' research and patients' relatives' motivation to improve people's quality of life and outcomes is truly inspirational. We've now got patients with thalassemia major who are in their 60s, and I'd hope, in 10 years' time or so, we'll perhaps be able to celebrate some 70th birthdays as well. And one thing I would have to say that none of these improvements in patient care and outcomes would be able to have occurred without the UK Thalassemia Society. That has made a massive difference in pushing not only us doctors to strive to do the best we can, but also at higher levels, managers, politicians, really aiming to improve everyone's understanding and knowledge of thalassemia as a condition. So happy birthday UKTS, and many congratulations.